Today on Personal Injury Court.
You got a tattoo on your forehead.
They were running a contest where the first listener to tattoo the letters KRUD on their forehead would win a $250,000 prize.
I'm pretty famous in these parts, mostly for the crazy pranks and antics that we get up to.
You're asking this court to award you $510,000. Radio DJ Ricky Smiley. You are known for the best pranks ever.
We told the listener that we were gonna drop $100,000 in a helicopter.
He's insane!
Judge Gino Brogdon spent 10 years on the bench ruling on cases worth billions of dollars. Now he presides over some of the largest claims in TV history. This is Personal Injury Court.
Good day, everyone. This is the matter of Bell versus KRUD and Jones. Mr. Bell, it's my understanding from the documents you filed with this court that you are suing KRUD, the radio station, and its DJ for your putting a tattoo on your head. You're asking this court to award you damages of $250,000, future medical of $10,000, pain and suffering of $250,000 for a total award of $510,000. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Jones and Ms. Young, you are here representing KRUD, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's you all's position that this was a prank. He should know that. This is his fault. He did a stupid thing, and it's not your fault.
That's right, Your Honor.
All right, well, let's get into the legal sauce. How long you been listening to KRUD?
Probably, I'd say, about the time that they started airing.
Okay.
And I love their music, I love their shows. I guess you could also say, up to this point anyway, I've also been a fan of Crazy Cyrus. So I found out that they were running a contest or promotion, if you will, where the first listener to tattoo the letters KRUD on their forehead would win a $250,000 prize. Now, Your Honor, a little backstory. I live with my parents, and they are about to lose their house. There was a foreclosure. My father was laid off from his job after 22 years, and I saw this as a heaven-sent, if you will, opportunity that came at just about the right time for me to help save my parents and my house as well.
So you put a tattoo on your forehead to save your parents' house?
Yes, sir, that's correct, in short.
You are a really good son. Crazy, but definitely a good son. Ms. Young, you are here representing KRUD, the radio station, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
And Mr. Jones, you are the DJ for KRUD, right?
That's right, sir. I'm Cyrus Jones, aka Crazy Cyrus, as many of maybe members here know me as. I'm pretty famous in these parts, mostly for the crazy pranks and antics that we get up to in our station. We actually brought some video evidence of past contests that we run with the station, starting out with bobbing for pig's feet. That's right, hog's hoof, a showdown to win free groceries for the year. Next, we've got the Battle of the Bridegrooms. You're gonna see some guys in drag. This is a drag race to win a $10,000 wedding ring. And of course, our famous mayonnaise belly flop challenge for $5,000 worth of concert tickets. Obviously, we get up to some crazy stuff at KRUD.
Okay, so what happened?
I found out about this contest, if you'd like to call it that, from a friend that morning, and naturally I was a little skeptical. So what I did to cover all bases was I called the radio station, and I spoke with a gentleman who identified himself as one of Cyrus's crew.
Okay.
And he did, in fact, confirm that this offer was legit. He also directed me to the contest page on the station's website, and the contest rules explained everything.
So it says, 3 easy steps to win a fortune. Number 1, take our call letters, KRUD. Number 2, tattoo them across your forehead, which is what you did.
Yes, sir.
Be the first listener to do it and win $250,000.
Yes, sir. That simple. So as you can imagine, I didn't waste any time. I dashed down to the first tattoo parlor I could find that was near my house, and I asked for a rush job on the tattoo, which, by the way, was not cheap. It took a couple of hours for
And you got a tattoo on your forehead?
Yes, sir, I did. As soon as they were done, paid them up, dashed down to the radio station, and the people just looked at me. They glared at me in disbelief, almost like they weren't even aware that this was going on.
Okay.
They started pointing at me and laughing at me. Who does that, Your Honor? In a professional setting, who does that? They took out their phones and started taking pictures of me, probably posting it on social media.
All right.
So eventually, after I was standing there for about 10 minutes, a representative came down from the studio and explained to me that this was, quote unquote, a big misunderstanding. He didn't say a prank, he said a big misunderstanding.
Okay.
And that there was no prize money to be won for me.
Ms. Young, how did you find out that Mr. Bell had come down to the station?
Well, I was made aware of it by a staff member. Now, I did not see Mr. Bell. However, I did read an article where it did say a guy with a tattoo on his forehead. And then also I did see some photographs.
How did you find out, Mr. Jones?
Well, I was on air. One of my producers told me while I was on air that Mr. Bell had come into the station with this tattooed on his forehead. I mean, we get up to some crazy stuff, but I could have never imagined in a million years somebody would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
$250,000 is a lot of money. There are a lot of folks that would do that, right?
Seriously.
How's he to know that this is not real?
Your Honor, he clearly did not read the rules. I mean, come on, if he would have went to the webpage, it would have clearly said, there was a link on there that said official rules. See the link right there? If he would have clicked on that link, the link would have took him to the page that said April Fools.
Now, did you see that link?
I certainly did not see that, Your Honor. And I have vision problems in both my two eyes. I can't see something that small.
Coming up.
Ha ha, we got you, April Fools is what he would have seen had he clicked on that link.
Absolutely.
It was an April Fool's joke. We ran radio ads all the way up until April 1st.
This court has consulted one of the country's best, Ricky Smiley.
We went up in a helicopter. We told the listener that we were going to drop $100,000. Sheriff Department came out. It made national news.
I found out that they were running a promotion, if you will, where the first listener to tattoo the letters KRUD on their forehead would win a $250,000 prize.
I could have never imagined in a million years somebody would have actually tattooed our station letters to their forehead.
So this ha ha, we got you, April Fools from the whole crazy crew at KRUD Radio is what he would have seen had he clicked on that link.
Absolutely. You know what? What we've heard today is someone who was rushed and ready to win some money, and he didn't take the necessary steps to protect himself when he could have just followed the link. He heard from a friend about this contest.
I see how you spin it that way, but you gotta see, you got a good son in a desperate situation trying to save his parents' house. He gets an opportunity to get $250,000 because y'all say, put a tattoo on and come get your money. Do you see how he got there?
I understand what you're saying, Your Honor, but he actually entered into an agreement with his tattoo artist. He had to have filled out some sort of document that said he was making this decision on his own.
How is that relevant, Your Honor?
We have no agreement with this gentleman to pay him this money in order to repay him for that tattoo.
Your Honor, doesn't the law say verbal is binding in advertising?
Well, there's a little more to it than that.
Thank you.
The law does hold you responsible for the representations that you make publicly. So whether verbal or written, you've got to be very careful about those representations. But why didn't you click on the little link on the bottom?
Your Honor, I missed that. It was too small for me to see.
So you never saw this second page?
Yes, sir, that's correct. I never saw that second page.
Mr. Bell, you are asking this court to award you $250,000 for your damages,
yes,
$10,000 for your future medicals, and $250,000 for pain and suffering. Now, you've told me about how the people reacted at the station when you went down there. What's the general public's reaction when you go around to some place like lunch or take your parents out to dinner or go to work?
In short, crud. I mean, Your Honor, there's been a laundry list of things how this has horribly negatively impacted my life. I lost my job because of this. My girlfriend broke up with me. My dating life's been a shambles. You know, I wanted to use this money to help save our home. And the biggest thing about it is the tattoo laser removal surgery that I'm gonna need to have,
yes,
the
sir,
procedures. I can't afford that. And from what I understand, the research that I've done, it may not even be possible to remove all of this without scarring.
Next.
I was assured by someone at the station at the time that that was legit.
We ran radio ads all the way up until April 1st, stating this was our biggest prank yet.
Let's listen to that ad.
The craziest prank we've ever pulled.
Renowned comedian, radio DJ Ricky Smiley. Well, the radio station here, they approved it according to Miss Young.
Yeah, and, they in court.
So you put a tattoo on your forehead to save your parents' house.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
You are a really good son. Crazy, but definitely a good son.
He didn't take the necessary steps to protect himself when he could have just followed the link. He heard from a friend about this contest.
Mr. Bell, at 5,000 feet, okay, you gotta wrap your arms around some of the common sense of, do I really get a tattoo on my head for something? This is the day, right?
Well,
April 1st?
Well, one thing that
He's Crazy Cyrus. He doesn't do anything that's sane. He's insane.
Well, I was assured by someone at the station at the time that that was legit, and I've never seen any kind of contests or pranks that involved advertising money to anyone.
Your Honor, what he was told by our team member was, this is a legitimate contest that we're running. Go to the website to learn more. And he didn't follow the link.
We ran radio ads all the way up until April 1st, stating this was our biggest prank yet.
Let's listen to that ad.
It's coming, it's coming, it's coming! The craziest prank we've ever pulled is gonna hit you right between the eyes. Exclusively here at KRUD.
Well, Mr. Bell, did you hear that? If you're a regular listener,
That's right.
you would have heard that, right?
Well, see, Your Honor, one thing I probably should mention is I work for a telecommunications company. I work the graveyard shift. I just happened to be off that day that it happened, and like I said, I heard from a friend.
Yeah, but if they ran it all week and you are a loyal fan of Crazy Cyrus, why wouldn't you hear at least once?
That's a good question.
Your
Maybe they didn't run it as many times as they said
don't
they
start
did.
that. Don't start.
Well, unless you have that evidence,
No, sir.
don't put that up. It's just more for me to get confused about. In order to better understand the relationship between a radio DJ and the listening audience, this court has consulted one of the country's best. Renowned comedian, radio DJ Ricky Smiley. Sheriff Matt, will you get Mr. Smiley? Yes, Your Honor. You're known all over the country for being a radio personality.
Yes, sir.
Well, in this case, it's a prank gone wrong. Now, you are known for the best pranks ever. What are some of your best ones?
I was a part of a prank on the Buckwild Morning Show at 95.7 where we went up in a helicopter. We told the listener that we were going to drop $100,000. And so traffic was bagged up. The sheriff department came out. It made national news. And we were going to throw out like $100,000 worth of Monopoly money.
In this case, Crazy Cyrus Jones,
Right.
he told the listening audience, get a tattoo of the call letters on your head and you get $250,000.
Wow.
What kind of responsibilities does a radio DJ have to the listening audience with a prank like this?
You have a huge responsibility because it's a liability to the people that own the station, number one. And then we couldn't do anything like that unless it was approved by the general manager and the owner of the radio station.
Well, the radio station here, they approved it according to Miss Young.
Yeah, and, they in court.
Mr. Smiley, we appreciate you.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Your Honor, we do feel sorry for this gentleman who has put tattoo letters on his forehead. But we have done everything in our power to say this was a joke. You can actually check out our social media right now. Like I said, our fans eat all of this
All
up.
of us.
So Your fans, these fans knew it was a prank.
Yes, Your Honor. We've had those contests.
You know what
running
the problem
all year
is?
long.
I don't see any of those people with the letters KRUD tattooed on their head.
The verdict is in.
Mr. Bell, you have put up evidence in this case that the radio station put out an advertisement that you get $250,000 to put the call letters on your head. But you did not click the little link in the corner that would have let you know that this was a prank. You all believe that had he clicked the link, he never would have had a tattoo on his head.
This has horribly negatively impacted my life. I lost my job because of this. My girlfriend broke up with me. I wanted to use this money to help save our home. The biggest thing about it is the tattoo laser removal surgery that I'm gonna need to have. I can't afford that.
Clearly, this was all a misunderstanding. It was an April Fool's joke.
Folks, I think I have heard what I need to hear, and I am ready to render my decision. In every personal injury case, the plaintiff has to prove three things: that the wrong caused harm. Mr. Bell, you have put up evidence in this case that the radio station and Mr. Jones put out an advertisement that you get $250,000 to put the call letters on your head. Now, you were under some duress in trying to save your parents' home. That is a noble thing, and I understand why you did that. Now, you had certain responsibilities. You called the station to ask someone, is this real? You actually got on the website and saw the advertisement itself. But you did not click the little link in the corner that would have let you know that this was absolutely a prank. You all believe that had he clicked the link, he never would have had a tattoo on his head. And what he did was a stupid thing that you all should not have to pay for. In a fraud case, Mr. Bell has to prove that you all represented something that you knew wasn't true. You knew somebody was likely to rely on it, that person relies on it, and then they're harmed. In the evidence, there are two things that really bug me. The advertisement that has the link that confirms this is a prank, the page that he should have read is the second page, and he'd only find it if he read this small language at the bottom. The second thing is, you all are playing on people who are desperate. We live in desperate times. And the law says if you do a prank, that there's a high likelihood that someone's gonna do what you're enticing them to do. They do it and they are harmed. You're bad, but your bill, you must pay for that. And I find against the defendants, and in your favor, I'm gonna award $250,000 for your damages, $10,000 for your future medicals, $250,000 for pain and suffering, for a total award of $510,000.
Ridiculous. You don't even deserve it.
That is my final verdict.
You are one of our main
This is a grown
fans.
man, Your Honor, who
Order
made
in
the
this court.
decision.
He's one of our fan.
Order in this court. That is my final verdict, and this matter is adjourned. Our attorneys across America just viewed this case for the first time. Let's hear what Gary Martin Hayes has to say.
This case did not turn on the traditional wrong caused harm analysis. This one involved a fraud that caused the injury. The radio station advertised an opportunity to win a prize if the contestant did something crazy. They represented something that wasn't true, and Mr. Bell relied on it and was harmed. Now, safeguards should have been in place to make sure people knew that this was a prank.